Welcome to SEMCOG's Laborshed Map. Its purpose is to show the linkages between the region's residents and workplaces. This mapping application shows where Southeast Michigan's workers live, work, and their commutes between both locations. It also provides an estimate of non-working residents, or people who are either not employed or not looking for work. We hope this application will help connect workers to employers who need their talent. I will go over the layout of the map, how it functions, and provide an example of how you can use it for your community. Data are mapped by census tract, and the legend in the lower right corner shows the density per acre. The map has three layers: workers by residence, or where workers live, in a red shade; workers by workplace, or where workers work, in a blue shade, and both of these data sets are from the Census Transportation Planning Products Program, or CTPP. And then the third layer is non-working residents, or people who are not in the labor force, meaning they are not working and have not looked for a job. This is shaded in green, and this data comes from the Census Bureau's American Community Survey. For workers by residence and workplace, you can view the data by industry, by occupation, or by commuter flow. There are 14 industries and 24 occupations. You can choose one or multiple industries or occupations. So for example, if I want to see where all the workers who are in the construction industry live, I just select construction and the map dynamically updates. I can add another industry, for example, educational, health, and social services, and the map updates again to show worker density for these two sectors. The same analysis can be done for occupation. If you want to see the data for all industries or occupations, click on the Select All button, which is the default. You can analyze commuter flow between residences and workplaces. To do this, have either residence or workplace selected, and then select commuter flow. Two buttons will appear in the toolbox at the left: inflow and outflow. Inflow allows you to analyze where workers commute from, and outflow allows you to analyze where workers commute to. If workers by residence is selected, then the outflow is the default. If workers by workplace is selected, then inflow is the default. The application will select a default census tract to analyze, and it will be outlined in red, as you can see here. The circles show the number of commuters traveling either to or from that selected tract. So when the inflow button is selected, a blue workplace icon appears. Drag this marker to the tract that you want to analyze. The red circles change locations and show where the workers who work in this tract commute from. When the outflow button is selected, a house icon appears. Notice how the red circles are replaced with blue circles in different tracts. These blue circles show where workers living in this tract commute to for their job. You can also narrow the commuter flow analysis by industry. You can also look at data for a particular tract. Hover over the tract and click on it. A pop-up box shows the number of workers along with the density right here. On the left, a table opens for that tract showing the breakdown of workers by residence and workplace, by industry, as well as by occupation. At the bottom of the table is a count of non-working residents by age group. I will get to that next. But first, close the table by clicking on the X in the pop-up box. And I will then click the reset button up here near the top to reload the map. The third layer, non-working residents. Non-working residents are defined as people aged 16 and older who do not have a job, nor have they looked for one. There may be many reasons for not working. Age, full-time school, caring for dependents, and lack of skills are some of the more common ones. Within this population is a subset of potential workers where, if they had the right support, like education, childcare, and/or transportation options, they could become productive members of the labor force. We do not have estimates on potential workers by tract, so we thought it would be good to show the number of non-working residents. If you click on a census tract, the number of non-working residents by age group is visible at the bottom of the table. You can also view the spatial distribution of these age groups by selecting each from the drop-down box. You can filter tracts by county or community. For example, I will choose Southfield by typing its name into the search box. The filter displays all tracts that intersect Southfield's boundaries. It also brings in some tracts outside the city's boundaries. Please note that the tracts do not align perfectly with community boundaries because they nest to counties, not communities. I want to analyze the commute flow for the city's tract that includes Southfield, the Southfield Town Center, Lawrence Tech University, and a number of other office buildings. Tract number 161600. If I click on that tract, I can see that 1,345 workers live here and 16,588 workers work here. The tract has 934 non-working residents who reside here. I can analyze the commute flows by making sure the residence or workplace layer is selected, and then the commuter flow category. I drag the house marker over to this tract, zoom out, and I can see where the 1,345 workers who live here commute to. If I switch to the inflow button, I can see where the 16,588 workers who work here commute from. I can further filter the data by selecting the commuter flow data by industry. For example, education health services. And then I click on select all buttons for both industry as well as both community to see all of the communities in all of the industries once again. If you want a new base map, go to the icon below the in and out zoom buttons. We have a number of base maps that help you analyze the data. The default is set to community boundaries, but you can also view other maps like transportation or aerial imagery. And lastly, if you want more information about this map, please click on the I button, which opens up a pop-up box for you to read. We hope you find this map useful. If you have any questions, please contact Brian Partham or Surisha Uppalapati regarding the data, and Chad Mishik regarding the application. Thank you.